1 Piso coin of 1990 is part of the Flora and Fauna Series, which was issued by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas between 1983 and 1994. This series marked an important stage in the modernization of Philippine coinage, shifting designs to highlight both national heroes and the country's rich natural heritage. The 1990 issue belongs to this historic collection and carries with it both cultural and numismatic significance. After the declaration of Philippine independence in 1946, the country underwent several changes in coinage designed to reflect evolving national identity. By the early 1980s, the ng Bagong Lipunan series, 1975 to 1982, was replaced with the Flora and Fauna Series 1983 to 1994. This new series emphasized a fresh image for Philippine currency, promoting national pride, native wildlife, and historical figures. 1991 Piso coin is an excellent representation of this philosophy. While earlier series mainly highlighted political figures, the Flora and Fauna series sought to combine Filipino heroes with elements of biodiversity to reflect both heritage and nature. The obverse of the 1990 1 Piso coin features the bust of José Rizal, the Philippine national hero, who symbolizes the fight for freedom, reform, and education during the Spanish colonial period. His profile faces left and the inscription, Republica ng Pilipinas, encircles the top. The year of minting, 1990, is placed at the bottom. Rizal's presence on the coin continued a tradition that began an earlier coinage series, emphasizing his lasting influence as a national icon of unity, intellect, and patriotism. The reverse of the 1991 Piso coin is equally significant, showcasing the Philippine coconut palm, Cocos nucifera, known as the tree of life. The coconut is deeply tied to Philippine culture, livelihood, and economy. It highlights the nation's agricultural strength and the importance of natural resources in sustaining Filipino life. The coconut palm symbolized resilience and prosperity, as nearly every part of the tree can be used for food, all wood, fiber, and even fuel. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions, 1 Piso and Banco Central ng Pilipinas. While the 1991 Piso coin was a common circulation piece, it has become increasingly collectible as the Flora and Fauna Series was discontinued in 1994. In 1995, the BSP introduced the improved Flora and Fauna Series, followed later by the new BSP series in 1995, and finally the new generation currency NGC series in 2017. Collectors value the 1991 Piso coin not only for its design but also for its role in representing a unique era of Philippine coinage. Uncirculated or proof-like specimens hold higher numismatic value, while circulated coins are often treasured as nostalgic reminders of everyday transactions in the late 20th century Philippines. In short, the 1990 Philippine 1 Piso coin is a historical blend of heroism and nature, celebrating 2014. The Philippines had not updated its coin designs for several years. Older coins, including those from the BSP coin series, 1983 to 2017, were beginning to show signs of wear and were prone to counterfeiting. The BSP aimed to introduce a new series that would feature enhanced security features, national symbols, indigenous flora, durable materials. The 2014-25 Sentimo coin was released as part of the first wave of the NGC coin series. The new coins had simpler and more modern design. The year marked 2014, a clean and minimalistic layout. Juan Luna (1857–1899) was a Filipino painter and revolutionary. His masterpiece Spoliarium became a symbol of resistance and pride, and he was deeply involved in the Philippine struggle for independence. The reverse side of the coin shows an image of the Catman de la Nia Sentimo, the official logo of the Banco Central ng Pilipinas. The Catman tree produces large, attractive flowers and is a symbol of biodiversity and native pride in the archipelago. The change from brass to nickel-plated steel reflects BSP's goal to reduce production costs while maintaining coin integrity. While worth only 0.25 php, the 25 Sentimo coin is essential for exact transactions, especially in public transport, market exchanges, vending machines. Despite its low value, it remains in daily use, particularly among coin-operated services. Each coin in the NGC series is symbolic. For the 25 Sentimo, Juan Luna represents nationalism and criticized the similar appearance of lower denomination coins 1, 5, 10 due to uniform color and size. However, Collectors and nationalists appreciated the modern feel and patriotic elements, traded among numismatists interested in the full NGC series. The NGC series continued with future updates and remains the current circulating coinage in the Philippines. The 2014-25 Sentimo coin stands as a milestone of modernization and cultural celebration in Philippine currency history. The 2014 Philippine 25 Sentimo coin is far more than just loose change. It represents a conscious shift by the Philippines to honor its heroes, preserve its environment, and protect its economy with modern design and security. Through Juan Luna and the Catman flower, the coin embodies both the nation's storied past and its hope for a resilient future. The 25 Sentimo denomination has existed in various forms since the early 1900s during American colonial rule. However, its modern journey began in the 1970s, as during the Filipino and Angie Bagong, Lipunan Abacoinagers, and Filipino heroes like Juan Luna, in brass or bronze alloys, Able Series, 1975 to 1983, reinforcing Marcos regime with updated inscriptions, BSP Series 1995-017, showcasing the BSP seal. These were mass-produced and widely circulated. The 2014 version reintroduces Juan Luna, who also appeared on older coinage, bridging historical continuity with modern aesthetics. Juan Luna is not only famous for his paintings but also for his active role in the propaganda movement. Alongside José Rizal and Marcelo H. del Pilar, he was a passionate advocate for reform under Spanish colonial rule and used his art to express nationalist sentiments. By placing him on the 25 Sentimo coin, the BSP highlighted the role of intellectuals and artists in shaping Philippine identity, an uncommon but powerful choice for such a low denomination and rarely highlighted in public symbols. Its inclusion on the coin promotes ecological awareness, supports efforts to highlight indigenous plant species, emphasizes the beauty of local biodiversity. Catman is also a medicinal plant, traditionally used to treat coughs and stomach problems, tying the coin to the country's indigenous knowledge and healing practices. The 25 Sentimo coin, while small in monetary value, plays a critical role in low-value transactions, especially in public jeepney fares, traditional wet markets, palanquis, rural areas, where change is often scarce. Its consistent circulation keeps the microeconomy functioning, especially among low-income Filipinos. The 2014 coins were minted by the Banco Central ng Pilipinas Security Plant Complex, located in Quezon City. BSP emphasized high-quality minting processes, uniform weights and sizes to meet modern vending and sorting machine standards. The use of minimalist aesthetic of the 25 Sentimo coin follows a global design trend: cleaner lines and fewer elements, easy-to-read text for all ages, avoiding clutter that could lead to counterfeiting. This approach mirrors international coin designs in countries like Canada, Australia, and European nations. 2014, inflation had significantly reduced the real purchasing power of coins, like the 25 Sentimo. Still, BSP kept them in circulation to maintain correct change availability, preserve economic accuracy in pricing. This series was officially released into circulation in March 2018, but the coins were dated 2013 because production began earlier as part of the preparation for the new designs. The NGC coins replaced the older BSP coin series, issued from 1995 to 2017, and were intended to modernize the currency, enhance security features, and honor national heritage. Main feature: stylized image of the kapal-kapal plant Medinilla magnifica, a flowering plant native to the Philippines. Republica ng Pilipinas, Republic of the Philippines, appears along the upper edge. 2013 is placed at the lower portion of the coin. The kapal-kapal plant is known for its large, colorful bracts and symbolizes natural beauty and biodiversity. The 10 denomination with the words Sentimo below it. The new BSP logo, updated in 2010, featuring a modernized design with 3 stars and a stylized Philippine eagle, minimalist style, focusing on clarity and ease of recognition. The 10 Sentimo coin is the smallest denomination in the Philippine monetary system. By 2018, due to inflation, its purchasing power was minimal, mainly used for exact change in public transportation fares, market goods, and small transactions. Filipinos considered it less valuable and sometimes overlooked it in daily exchanges, but it still played a role in legal tender. Before 2013, the BSP coin series 1995 Design featured General Antonio Luna on the 10. Sentimo coin made of brass-bladed steel. The 2013 NGC coin removed historical figures and instead showcased native flora, promoting environmental awareness. This change also helped reduce coin production costs and improve durability. Circulated condition. Face value Philippine peso 0.10. Fun circulated condition slightly more for collectors. -1 Philippine peso 5 Philippine peso 15 depending on rarity in pristine form. Proof or mint sets, higher value, especially as part of the complete 2013 dated NGC set. Key interest point, since these coins bear the date 2013, but were officially released later, they hold minor numismatic curiosity, even though this coin is worth very little in actual spending. Complete sets of NGC coins are increasingly collected, because future generations may never see such small coins representing both the country's economic aspirations and the artistic ideals of its time. Struck under the Third Republic of the Philippines, this coin was issued during the presidency of Ferdinand E. Marcos, a period marked by infrastructure growth, political shifts and the modernization of Philippine coinage. The 197150 Sentimo belongs to the Filipino series, which was introduced in 1967 and lasted until the early 1970s. Thus, this series replaced the earlier English series coins and was the first to fully adopt the Filipino language on coins. The change was part of a larger cultural and nationalistic movement aimed at strengthening Filipino identity after centuries of foreign rule. Spanish, American, and Japanese occupations. The obverse of the coin features the bust of Marcelo H. del Pilar, a prominent Filipino writer, lawyer, and revolutionary leader who fought for reforms during the Spanish colonial period through his writings in La Solidaridad. His inclusion on the coin symbolized the fight for independence, press freedom, and intellectual empowerment. The reverse showcases the coat of arms of the Republic of the Philippines, flanked by the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas and the coin's denomination 50 centimos. Design reinforced national pride and governmental authority. 1971 50 centimo coin was struck in copper nickel, making it durable and resistant to corrosion. It measured 27 millimeters in diameter and had a plain edge. The Manila Mint handled much of the production, although certain years and mint marks were produced abroad depending on minting capacity. The early 1970s were a transitional time for the Philippines. The economy was experiencing growth, driven by agriculture, manufacturing, and foreign investments. However, political tensions were brewing, eventually leading to the declaration of martial law in 1972. Coins like the 50 centimo were circulating widely, but inflation was gradually reducing their purchasing power. 1971 50 centimos could still buy a small loaf of bread, a few sticks of candy, or a jeepney ride in some provinces. It was an amount people handled daily, making the coin familiar to every household. Collectors value the 1971 50 centimo coin for several reasons. Last years of the Filipino series. The coin came just before the transition to the Ng Bagong Lipunan series in 1975. Historical figure Marcelo H. del Pilar is one of the nation's most respected heroes, adding cultural depth to the coin's appeal, circulation, and condition. Many were heavily circulated, so finding uncirculated or proof-like pieces can be challenging and more valuable to collectors. 50 centimos today holds no significant purchasing power due to inflation. The 1971 coin is a reminder of an era when coins were essential in everyday Japanese occupation issues during World War II, and the post-independence coin series. The mid-1990s, the Banco Central ng Pilipinas (BSP) sought to modernize coin designs for both aesthetic appeal and practicality. In 1995, the BSP series was launched, and the 1 Piso coin was heroes on coins, reinforced patriotism, and unified designs under the central bank's new seal. 2010 version of the 1 Piso coin followed the standard BSP series template introduced in 2003, which featured a sharper, cleaner engraving of Rizal's portrait and a refined BSP seal. This version was minted during a period when coins were being mass-produced to meet high demand due to a growing population and cash-driven economy. José Rizal, 1861 to 1896, was chosen for the 1 Piso coin not just for his role as a national hero, but also because he symbolizes intellect, reform, and the peaceful pursuit of independence. Rizal's inclusion on the most common Philippine coin ensures that every citizen, from the countryside to the cities, regularly sees his image reinforcing his enduring legacy. 2010 coin was made of nickel-plated steel, replacing the pure copper-nickel alloys of earlier decades. This change reduced production costs, while ensuring that the coin could withstand years of handling without. 10 at the bottom indicates the minting date, important for collectors tracking year-specific designs. The reverse design features the BSP seal, adopted in 1993 when the central bank was rechartered. The seal includes a sun and 3 stars, symbols of the Philippine flag, and stylized images, representing stability and growth. The large one Piso denomination is centered prominently for instant recognition, crucial for quick transactions in busy markets and public transport. 2010, inflation was relatively low, and the 1 Piso coin still had notable purchasing. Gained independence from the United States in 1946. This series was introduced in 1967 and remained in circulation until the mid-1970s, just before the coinage underwent design changes under the Marcos administration. The 10 Sentimo denomination was meant for small value transactions, equivalent to 1/10 of a Philippine peso. In the late 1960s, the 10 Sentimo could still buy a small candy, a stick of gum, or help in exact fare payments for jeepneys and buses. It was part of everyday commerce, especially in provincial markets. The choice of cupronickel made the coin durable against corrosion while giving it a silvery appearance that contrasted with the lower brass denominations. In 1968, the Philippines was under the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos, who had taken office in 1965. This period was marked by infrastructure development, economic growth in some sectors, and early signs of political tension that would later lead to the declaration of martial law in 1972. The 10 Sentimo coin honored national heroes. Francisco Balagtas was chosen for his cultural importance, symbolizing Filipino literature and national pride. During this time, inflation was mild compared to later decades, and coins like the 10 Sentimo still held practical purchasing power. However, by the late 1970s, rising prices reduced its everyday use, leading to its gradual withdrawal from circulation. For collectors, the 196810 Sentimo is part of a historic series and is valued more for its age and historical relevance than for its face value. Circulated condition, often just a few pesos. Uncirculated, mint condition, can be worth more to collectors, especially if the coin has sharp details and original luster. Some coins may have higher value if they are in proof-like condition, or have minting errors such as off-center strikes or die cracks. The 1968 10 Sentimo is a reminder of an era when small coins played an important role in the Philippine economy. It is also a tangible tribute to Francisco Balagtas, keeping his legacy alive in the pockets of millions of Filipinos during the late 1960s and 1970s. Today, it serves as both a historical artifact and a collectible item that tells a story of the nation's currency evolution. The 196810 Sentimo belongs to the second series of Philippine coinage, introduced in 1967. This series was created after the Philippine government decided to modernize coin designs, replacing the post-war first series issued from 1958-1966. The aim was to highlight Filipino national heroes instead of generic images or colonial-inspired designs. Francisco Baltasar, more famously known as Francisco Balagtas, 1788-1862, was the chosen figure for the 10 Sentimo. He is considered the prince of Tagalog poets, and his most famous work, Flora and Fauna, became a symbol of Filipino literary excellence. Including him on the coin was a cultural statement, a reminder of the Philippines' literary roots and intellectual heritage. When the 10 Sentimo was minted in 1968, President Ferdinand Marcos was in his first term. The country was undergoing rapid infrastructure growth. Roads, bridges, and public buildings were being constructed. However, beneath this image of progress, political rivalries were growing, and events such as the Jabata Massacre March 1968 stirred controversy. Back in 1968, the Philippine peso had far more purchasing power than today. The 10 Sentimo could buy 2 pieces of candy or bread rolls, add to jeepney fare. Minimum fare was only a few centavos. Pay for small items in sari-sari stores. Children often collected these coins, not for numismatics, but to trade for snacks at school. The coin was made from cupronickel, a copper-nickel alloy, to give it durability and a silver-like sheen. This was important because the Philippines' tropical climate is humid, and corrosive to metals. The minting process aimed to produce millions of identical coins for everyday use. The engraving style was crisp but simple, making the denomination easy to identify even for people with poor eyesight. The Philippines had been independent for over 20 years by 1968. Its coinage still followed many U.S. minting techniques due to historical ties. The Manila Mint, which had been a branch of the U.S. Mint before World War II, influenced the production style of these coins, ensuring they were mechanically struck with precise details. The 1968 10 Sentimo circulated heavily until the late 1970s. By the early 1980s, inflation drastically reduced its buying power. By then, it became common to see these coins lying unused in drawers and piggy banks. Eventually, they were demonetized as newer coin series replaced them. Circulated coins, often found with scratches and wear, valued at only a few pesos. Uncirculated coins can be worth significantly more to collectors, especially if well preserved. Error coins, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or double-struck coins can command high premiums among error coin collectors. The coin is a tiny time capsule of the late 1960s Philippine Piso designs and was issued to improve durability, prevent counterfeiting, and align with the country's modern national symbols. Before 2011, the Philippine 5 Piso coin was part of the BSP coin series launched in 1995. That earlier series featured more traditional elements, but over time, the BSP saw the need to redesign coins to incorporate better security features, updated national imagery, and a modernized aesthetic. The 2011 release marked the last years of the older BSP series design before the complete shift to the new generation currency coin series in 2018, which featured a nickel-plated steel color for all denominations. The 20115 Piso coin prominently features Emilio Aguinaldo I, president of the Philippines and a key leader in the Philippine Revolution against Spain. His portrait honors his leadership during the struggle for independence. Republica NG Philippine is above, with the year 2011 below. The portrait style follows the official BSP coinage portrait guidelines, ensuring historical accuracy and national symbolism. The reverse of the coin displays the official Banco Central NG Philippines seal, signifying its issuance under the authority of the country's central bank. The BSP seal features a stylized Philippine sun, 3 stars, and an eagle, symbolizing stability, independence, and national pride. The denomination 5 Piso is placed prominently. Composition and specifications. Emilio Aguinaldo first appeared on Philippine coinage in the 1990s BSP coin series, replacing the older designs that honored different historical figures. His inclusion reflects his importance in the country's revolutionary history, particularly for leading the Declaration of Independence from Spanish colonial rule. The 2011 issue was struck in large quantities for daily transactions, so circulated examples are common. However, uncirculated or proof-like coins are more collectible. Coins with minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong plankets can be highly valuable to collectors. 2018, the BSP replaced this coin with a smaller, silver-colored 5 Piso coin in honor of Andres Bonifacio, another revolutionary hero. This change was part of the modernization effort to unify coin color schemes and improve accessibility for the visually impaired. The 5 Piso coin is a vital denomination in Philippine commerce, widely used in jeepney fares, small goods purchases, and public vending machines. In 2011, it had significant